aircrafts, no more electronic warfare, no more cruise missiles. And so now warfare will be conducted on the land and on the sea. Russia knows that it's coming. And Russia cannot fight that war while NATO controls Constantinople. Putin knows that. Every Russian knows that. You cannot survive. You cannot wage that war while NATO controls Constantinople. And so Constantinople has a strategic role to play in ahiri zaman. This is military science, and I am not an expert in military science. Those who are experts in military science, they will explain to you what I am saying. I am just giving you the contours of the subject. Well then, something is going to happen in Constantinople in ahiri zaman. And guess what he said? Sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. He said, Kharabu Yathrib Khurujul Malhama. That when Medina is in forlorn desolation, look for the Malhama. But then he went on to say, Khurujul Malhama Fathul Constantinia. That the Malhama will include the conquest of Constantinople, or that after the Malhama, the next thing would be the conquest of Constantinople. Of these two interpretations, by heart tends to the first one. That once the Malhama commences, and we are now on the doorstep of that Malhama, the conquest of Constantinople will take place soon after. And then the Prophet spoke about a Muslim army. Tonight I want to say, I don't think anyone will disagree with me that Russia on its own cannot conquer Constantinople. Russia does not have the land to march to Constantinople. Russia will have to use air power and sea power, but it cannot use land power. So if Russia is to conquer Constantinople, Russia will have to get help. And I believe that this is the meaning of the hadith. لَتَفْتَحَنَّ الْقُنْسْتَنْتِنِيَّةَ, that you'll most certainly conquer Constantinople. That a Muslim army will conquer Constantinople. And no Muslim army can conquer Constantinople unless you have a large number of Muslim Turks with you. Turkish Muslims. And so I am suggesting to you that you're going to witness civil war in Turkey. And that civil war can come when the Turkish Prime Minister and President very, very, very foolishly attack Syria. Go ahead and attack Syria. And I say to you, Prime Minister, you're going to see civil war in Turkey. And that civil war in Turkey will lead to Muslims joining with them. And the Prophet said, وَلَنِعْمَ الْأَمِيرُ آمِرُهَا. He praised the commander of that army. وَلَنِعْمَ الْجَيْشُ ذَلِكَ الْجَيْشُ. And he praised that army. And I believe there'll be a lot of Kurdish Muslims from Kurdistan. Kurdish Muslims in that army. Remember, what is his name? Salahuddin Ayyubi. Yes, he was Kurd, and lots of Kurds are going to be in our army. And I'm saying to you today in Algeria, there'll be lots of Algerians in that army. And I'm saying to you in Morocco and in Tunisia and in Egypt, you also will be in that army, but not as much as the Algerians. Libya, unfortunately, is now a NATO country, thanks to those fools who waged a Yankee jihad. And so we see the conquest of Constantinople breaking the back of NATO. When NATO is no longer in control of Constantinople, only then can the Russian fleet pass through the Bosphorus and enter into the Mediterranean. And that is what Akhiru Zaman is going to witness, whether NATO likes it or whether they don't, whether the Zionists approve of it or they don't. This is the word of Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. After the conquest of Constantinople, he said, Fathul Constantiniya Khurujud Dajjal. It is at this time that Dajjal will now emerge in human form as a young man ruling the world from Jerusalem. But I'm afraid the Malhama is going to destroy perhaps 90% of the world's population. So many of us will not be around to witness what is going to happen after that. Because this is nuclear warfare, with thousands of nuclear weapons exploding. And perhaps the mushroom clouds from the nuclear explosions will block off the sunlight. And perhaps this is the Dukhan that the Prophet spoke about as one of the signs of the last day. What I have done for you tonight is to give you a contour of the role, important role, strategic role that Constantinople plays and will continue to play in Akhiru Zaman, and suggest to you that this is indeed an important subject for you to study, to penetrate, and to teach others. We are now elderly. Tomorrow we will be in our graves. And it's time for the younger ones to come up and study Ilmul Akhiru Zaman, or Islamic eschatology, that the truth which is in Islam might reach the world. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم.
لست للفردوس أعلى ولا أقوى على نار الجحيم. الله فهب لي توبة واغفر ذنوبي فإنك غافر الذنب العظيم. إلهي لست للفردوس أعلى ولا أقوى على نار الجحيم. الله فهب لي توبة واغفر ذنوبي